The next car company to go bankrupt may be right here in this lavish exhibition stage. You should feel it. These days, information related to the auto show inundates your phone screen at every moment. Global media rush to and fro between the booths of major brands. However, behind this bustling scene, for many manufacturers, this is their last time participating in the Beijing Auto Show. It's a life and death situation for hundreds of automotive brands. Despite Chinese brands reaching a historically high market share of 59.8% domestically, it hasn't turned their losses into profits. On the contrary, companies like WM Motor and CHJ Automotive have become fixtures at the Beijing Auto Show. Before the auto show, the price reduction from Tesla and NIO carried a sense of foreboding. 4S dealerships have long been at war, and their surface calm cannot conceal the market's intense competition. At this year's Beijing Auto Show, there will be 133 new cars, but these brands should be avoided at all costs. The first one is Skyworth. Yes, the Skyworth that makes color TVs. The second is Faraday Future, which once boasted building 500 stores and achieving annual sales of 50,000 vehicles by 2024. But now, forget about the stores. Have you ever seen their cars? The third is Geeko, the leader in robotic vacuum cleaners, wanting to emulate the NIO brand in the mid to high-end market. The attempt is neither fish nor fowl. While others focus on refrigerators, TVs, and sofas, they bring kitchens into cars. With a selling price of over 300,000 yuan, selling only a few hundred units per month on average. How long do you think they can hold out? In addition, the other four belong to categories of lacking funds, lacking technology, and lacking sales. Relying solely on the boss's dedication to car making, they definitely won't last long. The first one is IM Motors. With the hype around its last car quickly fading, sales have plummeted sharply. The second is Rising Auto. It's said that internal layoffs have exceeded 70%. The autonomous driving team will all be dismissed, and in March, they only sold a total of 310 units, which is too pitiful. The third is Jihu. This brand was named by CCTV for quality issues and has been losing money every year. The fourth is Jiyue. Since its launch half a year ago, the total sales of Jiyue 01 have been less than 2,000 units, which is bleak.
On April 25, 2024, the 18th Beijing International Automotive Exhibition kicked off at the Beijing China International Exhibition Center with an exhibition area of 220,000 square meters and running until May 4th. According to official information from the exhibition, there will be a total of 196 press conferences during the exhibition period. This year's Beijing Auto Show will feature 117 global debut models and 41 concept cars, with a staggering 278 EV models on display. The Beijing Auto Show is typically held every 2 years, alternating with the Shanghai Auto Show. This year marks the first edition since the outbreak of the pandemic in 2019. Compared to previous years, there is a notable decrease in participation from major international brands. Data reveals that there are 14 fewer foreign brands participating in the 2024 Beijing Auto Show compared to the event a decade ago in 2014. Conversely, there is an increase of 21 domestic brands participating. New energy vehicles undoubtedly take center stage at this year's Beijing Auto Show, with major themes being the smart automobiles, intelligent cockpits, and intelligent driving. Chinese automotive companies, whether luxury, joint venture, or independent, all showcased their new energy and smart vehicle developments. For all the hype surrounding intelligent driving, there are also voices of caution. Zhou Gang, CEO of Deeproot, expressed during a roundtable forum that creating an intelligent driving system that consumers are willing to use is indeed challenging. He suggested that instead of being pleasantly surprised, consumers might be frightened, leading them to abstain from using it after just one try. The Beijing Auto Show not only serves as a stage for domestic and international automotive companies to showcase new products, but also becomes a platform for Chinese enterprises to enhance their brand image. Leaders of major enterprises engage in live streaming to attract attention, with prominent figures such as He Xiaopeng, CEO of XPeng Motors, and Lei Jun, CEO of Xiaomi, attending the exhibition and delivering speeches. During the Beijing Auto Show, Zhou Hongyi, founder and chairman of 360, made an appearance. with a photo of him sitting on top of a car quickly circulating on the internet, leading some netizens to jokingly dub him the sole car model of the first day of the 2024 Beijing Auto Show. At this year's Beijing Auto Show, companies like Great Wall, BYD, and Chery invited overseas dealers from around the world to attend the event, resulting in the presence of many foreign faces at the exhibition. However, despite the liveliness, challenges are evident. From the perspective of the automotive industry landscape, there are numerous external doubts regarding both the stability of technological routes and the automotive supply chain. On April 23rd, ahead of the car show, Huawei and Seres launched their M5 model, a joint venture. The first collaborative model between Huawei and BAIC, named Enjoy S9, is expected to hit the market in July or August of this year. During the launch event, Yu Chengdong, executive director of Huawei, admitted, "The price is extremely competitive. It's crazy. This industry is so turbulent. We have invested heavily in autonomous driving technology, and even the Huawei high-end autonomous driving system priced below 300,000 yuan is actually sold at a loss." In March of this year, the EV market welcomed a new competitor, with Xiaomi's first car, the SU7, officially hitting the market starting at 215,900 yuan. Xiaomi CEO Lei Jun personally endorsed the vehicle. Xiaomi announced that since the launch of the SU7 electric sedan, it has received over 75,000 orders. With players like Huawei, NIO, BYD, and newcomers like Xiaomi entering the fray, the competition in the Chinese EV market is destined to become even fiercer. Entering April, the price war among EV companies seems to have intensified. Mainland media statistics show that over 38 car companies, comprising 126 vehicle models, have dropped prices. Among these, there are 84 traditional fuel models and 42 new energy models, marking the first time in history that the Chinese auto market witnessed such a large-scale price reduction. On April 21st, Tesla China suddenly announced a price reduction of 14,000 yuan across all models. This reduction affects popular models like the Model Y and Model 3, as well as the high-end Model S and Model X. Surprisingly, Tesla had previously raised prices in the Chinese market against this trend. However, less than a month later, prices were swiftly adjusted downward again to cope with intense competition. According to data from the China Passenger Car Association, CPCA, Tesla's market share in China dropped significantly from around 10.5% in the first 3 months of 2023 to approximately 6.7% in the fourth quarter. Following Tesla's price reduction, NIO swiftly responded. On April 22nd, it announced price reductions ranging from 18,000 to 30,000 yuan for its 2024 models. Additionally, NIO stated that it would provide cash rebates to existing owners to compensate for the price difference. On April 20th, XPeng Motors also launched a 500 million yuan limited-time car subsidy, covering multiple popular models. On the other hand, NIO offered 1 billion yuan trade-in subsidies, aiming to attract more traditional fuel car users to switch to electric vehicles. Less than 3 months after BYD led a price war in February, a new round of reductions has begun. BYD is China's largest electric car manufacturer. Earlier this year, there were reports that BYD's annual sales target for 2024 was 45 to 5 million vehicles. According to this target, BYD's monthly sales would need to exceed 375,000 vehicles to meet this goal. However, BYD's cumulative sales in the first quarter of this year were 626,300 vehicles, averaging less than 210,000 vehicles per month. Under pressure to meet its sales target, BYD may introduce even larger car purchase incentives in the second half of the year. Excess capacity has also led to an escalating price war in the EV market, especially as China's economy slows down. In 2023, the Chinese car market witnessed numerous price wars, leading to the elimination of many car companies, including WM Motor, Horizon, and iWays. International automotive parts giant Bosch recently pointed out that selling electric cars at a loss is unhealthy. Xu Daquan, president of Bosch China, stated that the average car price in China dropped by 15% in 2023, and in February 2024, a new round of price wars erupted, with some models seeing price cuts of over 20%. The phenomenon of selling electric cars at a loss could lead to the elimination of a large number of car companies. Until competition stabilizes, price pressure will persist, and the competition will continue to intensify. Nomura Securities analyst Joel Ying predicts that the competitive situation may last for 2 or 3 years before the market enters a new stable stage. By then, only a few surviving car manufacturers will remain. Currently, there are over 100 electric car manufacturers in China, all grappling with massive overcapacity issues. According to Bloomberg, out of China's existing 129 automotive brands, only 20 brands have a market share of 1%. Price reductions have squeezed the profitability of car dealers. Data from the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers shows that in 2023, the average profit margin of the Chinese automotive industry dropped to 5%, the lowest level in a decade. In 2023, only 3 electric vehicle manufacturers in China were profitable: Tesla, BYD, and NIO. The gross profit margins of the latter 2 companies were 20% and 22.2% respectively, while Tesla's global gross profit margin was 18.2%. The China Association of Automobile Manufacturers predicts that the total sales volume of passenger vehicles in China in 2024 will be approximately 26.8 million units. However, the total sales targets of major manufacturers are already close to 30 million units. To address the increasingly severe overcapacity issues in the electric vehicle industry, on April 26, the Chinese government announced a subsidy policy for trading in old cars for new ones. Owners of electric or hybrid cars purchased before 2018 will receive subsidies of up to 10,000 yuan when purchasing a new car, while those who purchased cars after 2018 will receive subsidies of up to 7,000 yuan. The new measures will remain effective until the end of 2024. Chinese independent commentator Caixin wrote on X on April 27th, stating, "The Chinese Ministry of Commerce announced a subsidy policy for trading in old cars for new ones, with subsidies of up to 10,000 yuan. This is equivalent to a maximum discount of 10,000 yuan on new cars. In the current economic downturn, high unemployment rates, widespread income declines, and overall pessimistic expectations for the future, the Ministry of Commerce's subsidy policy for old cars for new ones seems tempting, but whether it can truly stimulate consumption and boost car sales is significantly doubtful." China is a country with low or even no welfare benefits. Many Chinese people are keen on saving, reducing expenses, and tightening their belts, mainly to prepare for emergencies. Some netizens responded to this post, "We can't even afford food, let alone buying a car. Many people in mainland China don't even earn enough to cover expenses for a month, so how can they afford a car?" American economist David Huang commented, "In fact, this plan is not driven by safety concerns, but rather to absorb excess production capacity and boost domestic demand." Huang believes that this trade-in plan, driven solely by sales, is misleading the market and leads to waste of social resources. He emphasizes that the key issue lies in the sharp decrease in people's incomes, rising unemployment rates, declining corporate profitability, and stagnation in Social Security. With increasing taxes and living expenses, people don't have extra money to purchase new cars. As the domestic car price war intensifies, wave after wave of price reductions continue. Chinese automotive companies are striving for survival amidst these crises and are expanding their visions overseas. It is reported that on March 21st, at the Guangzhou Nansha Automotive Terminal, 3,000 domestically produced EVs were loaded onto roll-on roll-off ships and exported to southeast China. According to the Nansha Automotive Port, this is the largest single batch of domestically produced EVs exported from South China this year. It is also the 9th batch of new EVs exported from the Guangzhou Nansha Free Trade Experimental Zone this year. Since the beginning of this year, 7,251 EVs have been exported from the Nansha Free Trade Experimental Zone, a year-on-year increase of over 33%. According to the Financial Times, car dealers and Chinese EV manufacturers have encountered bottlenecks at many major ports in Europe where they have stored cars that they cannot handle. Some Chinese EVs have been stuck in European ports for up to 18 months. According to the latest data from the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers, China's passenger car exports reached over 1 million units in the first quarter of this year, a year-on-year increase of 36%. These low-priced EVs exported overseas have sparked protests in many countries. Last year, the EU initiated an anti-subsidy investigation against Chinese electric vehicles, while US lawmakers imposed a hefty 125% tariff on new energy vehicles from China. At the Beijing Auto Show, many Chinese car companies, including Great Wall, Chery, BYD, Geely, GAC, and Chang'an, emphasized the importance of continuously expanding overseas markets. They view overseas markets as new growth points for enterprises and crucial support for achieving greater development opportunities. However, with Europe and the United States imposing more trade protection measures on Chinese exports of electric vehicles, relying on these markets for explosive growth is becoming increasingly unrealistic. So, why has the electric car market in Europe and the United States suddenly cooled down? In addition to consumers' concerns about the range of electric cars and charging infrastructure, support policies for EVs in Europe and the United States are gradually weakening. For example, in the United States, the tax credit for EVs ended in 2023. Germany, on the other hand, significantly reduced its new car subsidy policy. For instance, subsidies for models priced below 40,000 euros were reduced from 6,000 euros to 4,500 euros, while subsidies for models priced between 40,000 euros and 65,000 euros were reduced from 5,000 euros to 3,000 euros. Clearly, Europe and the United States are gradually slowing down their policies supporting the electric vehicle industry. These policy changes dampen the Chinese EV industry. The top 10 manufacturers in China's new energy vehicle market only account for 73% of the market concentration. This data implies that many small and medium-sized enterprises are struggling. In recent years, brands like WM Motors and CHJ Automotive have fallen in this elimination match, joining at least 15 EV brands that have disappeared from the market. CEOs of Chinese electric vehicle companies have expressed that as competition becomes more intense, many car manufacturers may go bankrupt in the coming months. Li Shiyue, CEO of Geely Auto, stated at the company's shareholders meeting in March, entering 2024, the elimination match in the Chinese auto industry will be in full swing, and the industry will enter a period of integration and thorough reshuffling. Yin Tongyue, chairman of Chery Automobile, stated that electric vehicle manufacturers are entering a life-or-death competition. He said in March that they will launch 39 new pure electric and hybrid models in 2024 and 2025 to take a leading position in the EV market. Sun Liping, a professor at the Department of Sociology at Tsinghua University in Beijing, wrote on April 7th that the world has begun to enter an era of comprehensive surplus. The surplus is intensifying, and a storm will follow. He said that historically, overcapacity is a very serious matter, and numerous conflicts and even wars have arisen from it. A storm is inevitable, and trade wars and trade protectionism are also inevitable. It is claimed that Sun Liping was Chinese leader Xi Jinping's thesis advisor and has a teacher-student relationship with him.